With CEREC Tessera, Dentsply Sirona offers a high-performance glass ceramic based on lithium disilicate, which combines maximum aesthetics with the highest strength of over 700 megapascals. As a result, CEREC Tessera offers both the safety for use in posterior teeth, for example as crowns and inlays, and the beauty for highly aesthetic, translucent anterior restorations. In the following, we would like to present the fast, safe workflow with the aim of easy color reproduction for these indications. CEREC Tessera has been validated for use in the CEREC system in combination with CEREC's Primemill or in-lab MCXL as a milling and grinding machine, and is particularly suitable for fast and reliable processing. A barcode on the block simplifies the transfer of material properties to the machine. The CEREC Tessera block is then placed in the block holder in the usual manner to start the milling process. Grinding processes matched to the material are prepared in the CEREC's Primemill and ensure optimum results. After a short milling time, CEREC Tessera already impresses with its marginal stability, obvious opalescence, and translucency. After removing the crown from the machine and separating it from the residual material, the sprue is first ground with a heat-dissipating, diamond-coated stone. The surface can then be smoothed with a finer stone. To shorten the subsequent firing time, the CEREC Speedfire furnace is preheated to a starting temperature of 400 degrees Celsius in the preheat program. For the fastest and most effective results, we recommend the use of Dentsply Sirona Universal Spray Glaze. First, the inner contour of the crown is protected with a moldable silicone. For the best distribution and a homogeneous spray result, the spray bottle should be shaken for at least 20 seconds. Then the crown should be sprayed evenly from a distance of 10 to 15 centimeters. The sprayed crown is now lifted off with tweezers. Either a firing fleece can be used to place the crown on the firing tray, but if you would like to place the object on an investment pen, this is then placed directly on the firing base of the furnace. The spray glaze program can now be started in the preheated CEREC Speedfire. After approximately 4 minutes of firing time and cooling of the object to room temperature, CEREC Tessera is already demonstrating its highly aesthetic properties after these few and simple steps. In addition to Dentsply Sirona spray glaze, glazes in paste form are also available for the same aesthetic results. The Dentsply Sirona Universal Glaze pastes are wetted with a few drops of stain liquid and brought to a viscous consistency by stirring. The glaze paste can be homogeneously applied on the crown surface. The crown is then placed either on an investment pen or the firing fleece on the honeycomb tray and fired in the preheated CEREC Speedfire using the appropriate firing program. An aesthetic result can be achieved in this variant with quick and simple working steps. For the highest aesthetic demands through individual characterization, 21 stains and 2 glazes are available in the Dentsply Sirona Universal Stain and Glaze range. With the selection of only 4 stains and 1 glaze, education specialist Yemen Shaban demonstrates the all-in-one procedure, which is the use of stains and glaze in one firing. Again, each stain is first slightly diluted by adding stain liquid to bring it to a homogeneous consistency. After applying the glazing material in paste form, body stain 1 and a small brush are now used in the cervical area to intensify the chroma of the crown. With stain incisal 1, the illusion of increased translucency of the mesial and distal ridges of the cusps can be suggested. Stain mahogany can be used to characterize the central fissure. Now this crown is also prepared for placement and firing in the CEREC Speedfire. An interior tooth can also be characterized and highly aesthetically painted using the all-in-one method. The same selection of stains can be used too. First, the paste glaze is applied evenly in viscous consistency with a thicker brush. The finer brush then enables the targeted application of body stain 1 in the neck area. With stain incisal 1, the incisal edge of the tooth is simulated, thus enhancing translucency and depth. Stain cream is also used to create the effect of light refraction, which is often observed in natural teeth. The result is a natural color gradient with individual characteristics. When using CEREC Tessera in thin restorations, for example as a veneer, it is advisable to create a resin dye in accordance with the information provided by the dentist. This supports the shade effect of the stains on CEREC Tessera when comparing them with the shade ring. The customized dye also provides a secure basis for placing the glaze and stain during application. The body stain 1 and the stain incisal 1 can thus be applied in a lifelike manner. Here too, the additional effect of light refraction can be created with the stain cream. CEREC Tessera demonstrates its special color fidelity and brilliance in direct comparison with the shade sample. Now, the veneer can also be fired in the preheated CEREC Speedfire. For safe and clean glazing of the inlay, the moldable silicone is again used to cover the inner surface of the inlay. This now allows the viscous glazing material to be applied evenly without touching the important inlay margins and affecting the fit. Individualizations and characterizations can also be applied to the inlay with, for example, body stain 1 in the cervical area, stain mahogany in the central fissure, and stain incisal 1 on cusp tips. This can also contribute to an optimum adaptation and a chameleon effect when the inlay is later placed in the cavity. The inlay is then placed on the firing tray in the usual manner and fired in the CEREC Speedfire. The result is convincing. A restoration that also perfectly matches the desired target shade. Depending on the desired indication or design, you can easily create high-quality ceramic restorations with CEREC Tessera in a flexible, reliable, and quick way, and all this with maximum stability and convincing shade reliability.